Yeah. It's the sweet, sweet sounds of another episode of the Social Distance Drinking Club. Thank you guys for joining us on this wonderful Thursday. The episode we have dubbed "The Bars Are Open, but the Fridge is Full." Because the fridge is full. I mean, we went grocery shopping and everything. The fridge is very, very full. But there's also many another fridge that is full of beer and delicious beverages. But before we get into that conversation, thank you guys for joining us. And as always, what are you drinking? Tell us in the comments. We're going to go around the room and find out what everybody else is drinking. Mr. Adam Green, what do you got in your glass?
Decided to go with some Wren House Black Excellence. Still got some of these in the fridge. My fridge is quite full of beer, and this one is one of the many great beverages that are held within it. Although this is now one fewer can that it contains.
Brett Barry, what you got in your glass, brother?
Adam's math checks out. One fewer can. Fresh from the brewery, Ingenuity, the new Wren House double IPA.
Very nice. I guess I break the pattern here, everybody, but I went ahead and picked up some stuff from Sleepy Whale, and I got a Juice Nukem. This speaks to the old school gamer in me because I used to play Duke Nukem all the time. Also, it's got like this great little Duke Nukem guy on it. So, you know, I'm ready to chew some bubble gum and drink some beer, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
I appreciate the name of that beer. And actually, I don't know if our viewers picked up on this, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time that our can open was you opening the can, Yousef.
It's not the first time I've done it before. No, it's not. It's not.
You sure?
Adam Ledford actually handled the live so I could open a can once before. But it is true, yes. By the way, this is from Moonraker, and it's pretty good. Solid, you know. It's a good Imperial IPA.
I've yet to have a Moonraker IPA I didn't like.
I want this as a sticker somewhere. I kind of want to make it my desktop background because the nostalgia of this game is insane for me. Like the old Duke Nukem. They used to sell these like floppy disk stacks in the mid 90s. You could get like Doom 2 and it was like a 5-disc floppy setup. I remember Duke Nukem, I believe it was called the Plutonium Pack. I got that once at Best Buy. I was a spoiled brat.
For you wanting to have that label somewhere, the thing is, like, we know how to put labels on. I'm pretty sure by transitive properties, we could probably figure out how to take them off.
That's true. And also what made me really happy was if you look very closely, their label isn't perfect either. See, it's a little crooked. So we did okay, guys. We knocked those labels out at Tombstone. And for anyone who got really funky labels, just know that those were made with love by probably one of us who has absolutely no sense of actual direction when it comes to label.
They were made with love and impacted by a lot of "I'm masking you nicely."
Yes. So many dented cans. We don't know how they got dented, but we had to drink them. Beer.
By the way, dented cans and crooked labels, beer names.
Yes, absolute beer names.
Is it two separate beers, or like one is just called dented cans and crooked labels, and that's the beer name?
I think you can go either way. I think it works.
I'm with you.
This beer is delightful.
I like to in with people watching. Sam Fraser, thank you as always for joining us. He's drinking Valley Beer Extra, which I had last night while repairing the window regulator on my car. And I had two of them, which explains why I forgot to put the insulation back when I sealed the door shut. So I got to take that door apart again and put the insulation back because I drove it today and you can hear everything outside.
Well, Valley Beer Extra comes in a 6-pack, so you got at least 2 more to drink when you do the next round of repairs, right?
I had some help yesterday, and the charge for holding a flashlight was apparently the rest of my Valley Beer. I think I should have called a mechanic.
If you can hear everything outside when you're driving by talking on the phone, are people like, holy goddamn shit, how loud is that guy in there? The doors are closed, the windows are closed, and it's like he's shouting in my ear.
You would think, how many times have you walked by in a parking lot and heard someone having a Bluetooth conversation and thought, that's not Yousef, but that is incredibly loud?
Yeah, but I've also walked by you having a Bluetooth conversation with the car running in my driveway, and I was like, I hear everything that is being said.
I'm sorry for insulting. I'm so sorry. PJ, joining us, Professor Plum Golden Sour from Mockery Brewing. PJ did just come back from that exciting trip to Colorado. And apparently Chris has a great beer name suggestion, Dented Botch. Also known as Skywife Cheap Botox beer.
So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to distance Yousef because his internet is crapping out right now. So bye, Yousef. Fix your internet. Mankey, who joined us on the show Tuesday, JJM, is drinking a Treehouse Julius, so that's a strong flex.
I mean, only one J Julius?
I don't know. But hopefully Yousef gets his internet fixed. I mean, he's been in that house for a while now. He should have functioning internet, I think. But Brett, we missed you on Tuesday. Hope you caught up on the show. We had Mankey on. He was kind enough to join us and talk about some of his beer collection. We got into a few different ideas of, expensive beers or what's the most we'd spend on a beer, like bottle service for craft beer, if that could ever be a thing. It was interesting.
Yeah, I didn't get to catch most of it. I did hear a minute or two when you guys were kind of raising that conversation, which is an interesting one to have, I think. But also, I think the funny thing is, I don't know where the conversation went because I was not feeling particularly well, and so I think I went to bed early again. But I think with high-end beer, like that's something you don't want to drink in like a club and pay retail price for anyway, right?
Hey, wait a minute. What did I miss? Because it looks like someone might have said something.
I think Chris is trying to start some trouble here. There's no problems here at all. I was really complimentary of you and your home and your home's internet service. And
so the funny thing is, I called Cox Communications and said, "Hey, I've been having issues. I've speed tested on 3 different speed test websites. I'm getting terrible, terrible results." And the day that I call them, I go to speed test it, and suddenly I'm getting 150 megs a second. I had been getting like 3 the entire week. It's like the moment you call them, they're like, "Quick, somebody fix this before he has many complaints." And then it just worked all of a sudden. So, what's that?
That was racist.
No, I can do that. It's part of the. It's part of that.
Hashtag brown privilege.
No, that was my best attempt at a Bollywood dance. Yes, brown privilege. That's what that was.
Also, it's such like a guy to brag about how he sometimes has really great internet speed when he's having Cox problems.
I swear to God, this doesn't happen all the time. My Cox are great. I mean, Cox is great. What do you want me to tell you? Don't do this to me. You've dug a hole and I've fallen into it.
When I was in high school, I worked at Best Buy, and we would talk about, like, I was in the TV area, but we had one of our salespeople who I think he was more like the video games and stuff and DVDs. But he was talking to some customer about internet, and she was having, she was talking about Cox internet. And he was making all sorts of jokes that this lady was not picking up on. It's like, so is your Cox good? I think just all sorts of innuendos with that. And the poor lady had no idea where this guy was going with it. And I got to observe this and enjoy it the whole time. Like it was, yeah.
I have been on the other side of those innuendos, and I will share this story that I have not told many people because it happened in my childhood. But at one point, when I was much younger, my family owned a grocery store and at one point a restaurant. The grocery store was here for about 13, 14 years. And the person who wrote our menu for hummus wrote, we were calling it hummus, right? So he wrote HOMOS as opposed to MOS. So people were prank calling the restaurant asking if they could get a large hummus. And how much were our hummus? And it was not. And that went poorly. Thank God my mother was there to be like, okay, someone take this menu off the internet.
Do you also have Twinks for dessert?
Not before listen, they had dropped off like hundreds of these at Mesa Community College. So there was nothing to be done at that point. There was no way to stop the onslaught of,
what though? That's when we were younger. That was funny, and now that we're older, it's still really funny.
Yeah.
In your story, I just assumed that person was literally like the manager of the store because it's a Best Buy. They don't give a shit.
So you worked at Best Buy, and when I was in high school, I worked at Circuit City, the now defunct Circuit City.
I won that battle clearly.
Yes,
It was always I lasted Circuit City.
My job led to a really well-paying weekend job as a college student, though. So
this isn't a contest, Yousef. Come on, man. What are you doing?
What happened to? I won that battle, and now it's not a. I don't like playing this game with you. Okay, this is.
I was about a half step away from being like, I have a full-time job right now, Yousef. He doesn't get to play that card that often the last few years.
So,
ouch.
Well,
but true.
Thanks again for joining us, everybody. Today's the day where we pick on Yousef. It's 2-on-1. Let's see if I can't fight him back. And
to be fair, I did also insult Adam.
It's fair.
That's true. That's true. As always,
up against Brett.
There's that too. Tell us what you're drinking in the comments. SocialDistancedDrinkingClub.com for a shirt, which it's the first time none of us are wearing one.
But I have the child.
You do have the child. And speaking of which, I wanted to bring that up at some point because I think we're 2 months away from the next season of The Mandalorian?
Is it really? Well, yeah, if you figure it came out the first time back when society was normal, and society was normal almost a year ago, that makes sense.
By the way, sidebar, you want to get really sad? As part of coronavirus, the fact that production was probably shut down on everything for the last 6 months means that as soon as all of this new content comes out, we ain't getting shit for a long time.
That's where the Social Distance Drinking Club comes in, to entertain all the people out there who need something to watch and enjoy. We got you.
Which, hey, here's a great question now that we've had it. Where did you guys all work in high school? I'm going to put that up in the banner because I just saw that John Petroff answered it without us even asking. What was your first job? I want to know what your first jobs were. Was Circuit City was not my first job. Was Best Buy your first job?
I had 3 different jobs when I was in high school. My first job was at a bowling alley, actually. I grew up bowling, in leagues and stuff, just come from a family of bowlers. So it was just I'll just work at the bowling alley. I don't know how long I was there for, not that long. And from there, I got a job with the Hat Club, selling hats in the mall. And I did that job for a year or 2. And then, after I left that job, or was told to leave that job, I got a job with Best Buy, and I did that half of my senior year of high school, and then would come back, during college and work there over the summer and the holiday breaks and everything like that for a couple of years.
Hey, Brett, do you remember when I asked Adam what his first job was, and he told us about 3 of them?
To be fair, I think he's just trying to flex on the fact that he's had.
You didn't say jobs. You didn't just say one. You said jobs.
Fair. Okay. Fine. Semantics. Semantics. I wish. If I was working for OPEC or I don't know, any other large international oil company, I wouldn't be sitting here chatting with you guys 3 times a week. I would be still busy right now. And even when I am busy, guys, I'll still be around because we've made this a family. You're part of the club. John Petroff says Office Depot. Office Depot. PJ says Habig's Garden Shop. Why does this sound like somewhere I would have visited in an RPG I played during high school, DJ? Welcome to Habig's Garden Shop.
Why does that sound like a place you would visit today that only accepts cash?
Are you looking for our special plants with healing properties?
The dankest plants.
Banky, thanks for joining us as always. He was a guest on our show this week. Was delivering newspapers. I, as a kid, grew up playing that game on Sega Genesis, Paperboy. Yeah, and thought that Paperboys actually existed. And one day I woke up really early to go open up the store with my grandfather, and a person in a truck drove by and threw the paper on the driveway. And I was so upset that it wasn't a kid on a bicycle. I just I wanted it to not exist in my mind.
I remember applying to be a paper boy, and I did not get the job when I forget how old I was when I applied for that, but I did, and they never called.
When you say that, I just imagine the Family Guy old man asking where the paperboy is at and wondering if
Chris.
Surely there were neighborhoods in like the East Coast that were small enough that you could have a paperboy that made it up and down several blocks to bring stuff. But Arizona and like the East Valley was not conducive for that, I'm sure. Brett, did we get to your jobs with an S? It's plural now.
Yeah, so like I did some work for one of my neighbors had like a nursery. I had to do some part-time stuff when he'd ask me because I also just respected the hell out of the guy and helped him out at the nursery once in a while. But my first like real job was a cart attendant at Target, hoping that I'd get cashier shifts that they promised me that never happened for a year. And then I worked at Uno's in Mesa for a little while after the one that opened up at Mesa Grand.
Their pizza.
Oh,
And then,
you know how many times we probably ran into each other at Mesa Grand and never knew it, just because you were probably working at that Uno's and I was the young kid going to that Uno's.
you were the 15-year-old asking if you could sit in the smoking section with your hookah.
Yeah, I know. Is there a very nice smoking in the Uno's? No, that was not me. But that Mesa Grand was like a spot for us to hang out in high school. I don't know if it was for you. We all hung out at that Mesa Grand.
I mean, I think I did like one or two of those high school group dates at the movie theater there, which was, just like basically suburban mall rat situation. But
that was a weekly opportunity for us to privilege check each other and see how long it would take to get arrested for doing dumb shit. But most of the time I stayed away from the dumb shit, but I waited to see how long it took for the people who were doing dumb shit to get arrested at a movie theater. I don't know why that was the cool place to hang out.
I think it's a reflection of what was around in the Southeast Valley at the time.
Not much.
Your books have that though, like the popular place to hang out and everything. So I think mine it said the Target, and I'm like, I don't know anyone who hung out in the Target parking lot. And like, I wasn't the cool kid in high school, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure no one was hanging out in the Target parking lot.
Adam, you were missing out. Was there a really cool Target that also had like a movie theater, a coffee shop, maybe a pizza joint, a sandwich shop in the area? Because that would have been
there was a Comp USA near it.
I mean, that's a good start.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine asking my parents at like 14, 15 years old, even 16, saying, hey, can you drop me off at the Target Supercenter? I'm meeting my friends over there. It's going to get a little wild tonight. But pick me up at 11.
Target. Yeah.
My mom just thought we were always at Starbucks. And for the most part, we were at Starbucks. So,
Yousef, did we ever get your high school jobs?
I don't know if we did. I told you Circuit City, but my first high school job was working at a shoe store. I sold shoes at a mall, which is why I was intrigued when you said the hat club. So basically, you and I were just accessory salesmen, and then we graduated to electronics salespeople through the years. You covered.
Now we're here.
I covered people's feet. It was perfect. Two Semites just clothing people from top to bottom.
I was good at it too. I was very popular with customers. I sold a hat to Luis Gonzalez once. That was cool.
I sold a hat to an aspiring runner once because we sold hats too. I don't know why we did. We had backpacks as well.
What shoe store that had hats and backpacks did you work for? Was it REI?
Robert Wayne Footwear. They had hats, they had backpacks, they had anything from Uggs to Timberlands to Converse to Adidas to Nikes. We had everything. It was a really nice store. Robert Wayne, I think, is still like a sponsor of what the hell's the show I'm thinking of? It'll come to me in a minute. But I saw it on Little Dickie's last show, I Am Dave. So
I honestly was hoping that you were going to say Gigolo Pimp, which since you were talking about selling all those homos.
Thanks, Brett. And thanks, everybody.
First jobs in the comments, though. Sam Fraser said that Bed Bath & Beyond was his first W-2.
Nice.
Chris Burns says McDonald's got 5 for packing 20 nuggets into his friend's 6-piece box.
Here's the thing, McDonald's. Remember something.
That sounds like an innuendo.
What's that?
That sounded like an innuendo. A la Best Buy.
It's an innuendo. Listen, McDonald's, the fact that you gave people enough of a power trip as managers, probably a shift manager, to feel like they should fire someone for giving away 14 pieces of pink goo fried, that's upsetting.
Similar to that story, though, whether it's true or not about the McDonald's nuggets, when I worked at the bowling alley, I would sometimes run the snack bar. And when my first day when they were training me, they're like, yeah, someone orders like mozzarella sticks or something. No, I throw in a couple extra just for us. I'm like, oh, cool.
That's the norm, man. You go to get wings, they throw in extra wings in the fryer. You go to get fries, there's extra fries in the fryer.
Yeah, that was the job, as far as I knew.
Chris should have said he sneezed on him, and instead of making another batch, he told his friend it would be okay. That would have been fine.
By the way, how much would you not want to be the McDonald's manager that's probably some snot-nosed kid that has to go up to Chris Burns Macbeth, the mountain of a man that he is, and say, you're fired for giving away nuggets.
Why is that the same voice I had in my head if I was going to do that impression? And to anyone who currently is watching and might work at McDonald's, we're not disrespecting you. Not at all.
We'd actually like to have you as a sponsor.
Yeah, please. Well, no, if you're watching and you work at McDonald's, you're probably not capable of making that decision. But tell your friends.
They're more connected than we are.
Please put us in contact with Mr. McDonald.
You mean Ronald?
I saw the McDonald's movie. It's not him. It was Michael Keaton, I think.
Mr. McDonald is his father. Call him Ronald.
Well, let's get to the topic at hand, everybody. Arizona reopens again. It's a thing. We're here. And we're not here to talk COVID or here to talk pandemic or anything at the moment. I think it's more about the fact that all of these wonderful businesses we've been supporting and bringing light to, some of them have chosen to reopen. A lot of them clearly got the message from what I've seen, and people I've talked to in the last 48 hours have made some serious changes in the way they're doing things. They're putting some measures in place that keep people safe. There's a couple of local bars that I like to go to that have essentially cut things down to below 50%. Some of them are 25%. And you can't stand at the bar. You can make an order. You don't fraternize with other people. You stay with your group, and those are the rules. You can't play, pool or darts. Anything that makes people just float around. Masks are required to float around, to walk around the bar, go to the bathroom, whatever it is. So, I think people are starting to catch the rules. mean you have to follow them in order to stay open. So there are a lot of places open, and there's a list. I think they're calling it an affirmation list, an attestation list. That's what it is. It is the official reopening attestation for bars with a food permit operating as a restaurant. I can
really quick. Did you see PJ's latest comment?
I didn't, but you can pull that.
About the jobs again, like the high school jobs. Says my buddy who worked at BK in college used to put off menu items in our order, and by off menu I mean weed. I'm sorry. I want to get into our topic here, but I just thought that was too good.
To be fair, his boss is probably wondering what his business magic touch was, because they probably sold a shit ton of curly fries during his shifts.
Yeah, I don't know why this guy keeps bringing in a Whopper. What's that? I want to go back to PJ's comment, because I'm just thinking to myself, like, I wonder why this guy keeps bringing in a Whopper with Cheech. Huh. That's weird. And he didn't order fries. He ordered fried. Okay, that'll work. Whopper with Cheech and extra fried. You got it, buddy. No problem. I'm going to bring it up real quick as we talk about Arizona reopening again. We can go back to some fun topics here momentarily, but I think this is fun because I'm super excited this is happening for the sake of some of our friends in the industry because, again, they've influenced some of the things we've done on this show. So this is a way to look up what is available by county. At the moment, for some reason, when I pull down the drop down, you guys can't see it. So I'm just going to punch in Maricopa. And you can see everyone who has filed an attestation and they've had to essentially provide what their the measures they've taken, what they're doing. And I think from some people I've heard they've even submitted photos of the changes they've made to show that they should be approved. And then I'm guessing Department of Health Services is just going to go around and make sure these things are actually happening. So
I like that.
Well, there's
Band-Aids.
what's that?
I like that Band-Aids is on that list. I used to drive by that.
So's Bones Cabaret. Look, guys, strip clubs opened up today, so you don't have to watch the show. It's fine. Just get out of here.
Well, I know like there's the line for like they submit what they're doing to keep people safe. There's also I saw like a phone line. If you go around and see a business that's not doing things the right way, you're supposed to be able to call it and rat them out, which I have mixed feelings on.
Rat them out because that sounds like rats would do that, and rats are rats. Yeah.
But, I mean, you're tattling on them, right? But in this context, like I think I would be more inclined to believe like other businesses would call that line on them because it's like all it takes is a couple places to ruin it for everyone else.
Bingo, because that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be other businesses who are thinking to themselves, like, if these guys screw up, then they're going to screw us, and they're going to screw everything up for everybody else. So
Yeah, that gets complicated though because if you have bad blood between competitors, they can just like
Sure.
it's
United Blood Services doesn't think any blood is bad unless it has like bad things in it. So I don't know.
bad things in it would make it bad blood.
Okay, Taylor Swift. No, but I was going to say, like, I feel like generally it's up to us, like the consumers, to decide if we feel like a place is doing enough to keep us safe, right? Like if a place is just letting people pack it in and
it's not up to us because we've clearly proven that nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, like, people will ruin it. I'm saying like if we look at a place and they're not doing things the right way, we will choose not to go there.
Yeah.
And if most people think that way, then that place will have to change the way they do it. But there's going to be people who don't care. There's going to be people who think this is a joke and just want to get back to the absolute normal that they're used to from before this all started. And if a bar or a restaurant or any business is willing to say, you know what, that's cool with us, we're going to pretend like there's no pandemic happening, then there's going to be issues. So we're trying to get a lot of people to have learned from the last reopening to do the second reopening better.
Fingers crossed. Everybody look at the screen together. Brett, Adam, look at us. We're telling you to be responsible individuals. It's okay. I'm going to go to a bar tomorrow and hang out at one. And if it's uncomfortable, I'm not going to be happy about it. You can do the same. And tell people to wear a fucking mask and wash their damn hands. Damn.
Can we talk about how highlighter is on there twice as well?
I was about to say that when I looked at this, so all of them have 2 licenses. That's why it's on there twice. When I looked at this, I saw Hitler's Show Club, and I was like, what in the world has happened during...
Did you know I zoomed in for a second? I'm like, does that say Hitler Show Club? I did the same thing.
Like twice. I looked at that and was like, that's not Hitler. I'm looking at it on an external monitor that's actually a 32-inch TV. So to me, I justified it as not having, as high of a resolution image, but that definitely looked like Hitler Show Club highlighter. Fix your LLC name. Put a hyphen in there or something. What the hell?
Yousef, you're planning on going out and checking out some of the establishments tomorrow. I know personally I'm not. Like I understand people who do, and I understand places that open, just like I understand people who won't go and places that won't open. Brett, do you have any interest in checking out a place like this that is taking, like saying they're doing things the right way?
I mean, we're not going to Hitler's.
certainly not Adam. Yeah, I am a little bit of mixed feelings about it. Like Ellie and my CrossFit gym actually got to open up before most gyms because they went above and beyond a few weeks ago, and they have 10%. They made it 10% capacity for what the normal class sizes were. They said you had to sign up and reserve a spot and confirm it 2 hours before, so you don't have late show-ups. I know Ellie and I actually don't show up if there's, it's a max of 10 people in there. If it's more than like 5 and it's not people we've already interacted with, we, kind of be like, I'd rather go when it's like 3 people. And they even have they bought a giant sanitizing like blow dryer thing that has like sanitizing alcohol vapor, like thing that can vaporize, and they spray down everything between every class. So that makes me feel a little bit safer. But at the same time, I still am going to feel safer outside, and it's too goddamn hot out to sit outside.
Here's my question. So, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, Brett, but it's a CrossFit gym. So isn't that just throwing shit around outside anyways? Why are we going inside? Is it just because it's too hot outside? Like, let me throw a tire around, let me swing some ropes, let me angrily pick up some stuff here and there, and then occasionally watch my form on, like, a deadlift. That's it. It's CrossFit.
Well, it's more. I mean, not really, but
I've been to his CrossFit gym because Brett suckered me into going there to try to win him a TV that he didn't win. I couldn't move for like a week and a half because I'm out of shape, but it's still,
Look, there are plenty of gyms I've been to, but my point is CrossFit was kind of designed to be something you could do almost anywhere and with almost anything.
Well, but it's a lot of like power clean, snatch things, pull-ups, rowing machine things. They also make you wear a mask all the time. And the funny thing was, I thought I had a mask that was fairly breathable. When you start doing anything that's cardiovascular, holy shit! It's like those masks that the bros used to wear in the gyms that like supposed to be like altitude training. I mocked the Scottsdale guy that was like, I can't breathe this mask. I was like, fuck off, you're being a little bitch, right?
Were you
actually, when you're exercising, it's like, oh, that's yeah.
Were you just in like an SDDC mask or just like a simple cloth mask like that?
It was a little bit bigger one, so I'd have better coverage. And I thought it was breathable. Because the SDDC one is a little tight around my face.
Sure.
And I was trying to get good coverage and whatnot, but it's similar, just like a 2-layer thing. And I was like, oh, that's still like when you start huffing and puffing, like you can't. But that's the whole point of why we're opening. And it's like convince yourself it's just the altitude training mask, right? But when you haven't worked out heavy for a little while too, it was a rude awakening. I've only gone like once or twice, but.
Well, for anyone who is really curious, I've seen every single gentleman's club I've ever heard of in Arizona, and I'm born here on this list. So it's there. But hey, the Swizzle Inn is open, and that place is cool. That place is super cool. Yeah. And it looks like – so some of these people have been approved and not necessarily chosen to open, FYI. They've applied and not necessarily chosen to open. That is one thing I want to mention from that list that you can find on DHS.
Well, what is the capacity that they are limiting people to?
And that brings us to the next thing I was going to share with everybody. Oh, man, they're letting Zuma open again? I thought they closed that place. Sorry, Zuma. If you want to pay us money, I'll talk more nicely about you.
We will cross another one off the list of potential sponsors. Okay, cool.
Heck.
Who else did we want this off today?
We can't be influenced by your money unless you send us your money.
Can be bought.
This is the same requirements list that came out a while back. So this is restaurants and bars providing dining services. Keep in mind, these places have to provide dining services. So you cannot go look at movies without eating burgers. You cannot go drink tequila without getting some tenders. Okay? Figure that out. Looks like it's still the same as we looked at last time. So we're in the moderate window right now. We're actually just right under that 10%. That's where we're at. And their benchmarks, blah, 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 blah. Here you go. So, yeah, proper ventilation, prohibit, blah, 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 blah. You can't do open seating. Symptom screening is a thing that a lot of these people are already doing. Physical distancing, masks, communal spaces are closed. Hand hygiene and respiratory etiquette, enhanced cleaning. I mean, these are all things we expected to happen. So
there are things like when I was in San Diego, right? Like great ventilation, which I think is the most important thing of anything, is just ventilation, airflow and circulation. Like masks help, distancing help, but ventilation and air circulation is the most important thing as far as I understand it. And certainly there are some places that can do it better than others. And I would imagine once the weather cools off in Arizona, this will be a lot easier because places that do have outside seating or outside dining, anything outside, it's like I would feel safe outside. I will say, like, I'd be more comfortable. Like, I don't go to the gym. I'm not a member of a gym right now. We have our Peloton and all that stuff, doing it all at home. But I would feel more comfortable, at least safer, going to a gym, given the fact that I feel like gym people, they're already trying to take care of their bodies. They're more likely to follow precautions and do everything the right way and also not go there if they're sick. But to me, like going to a bar, going to a brewery, there's probably more of a chance of someone, especially when you're drinking, of letting things slip, not doing things the right way. And I'm not saying that bars and breweries won't do things the right way. Restaurants won't make sure customers are complying. But I would think, just my own personal opinion, that you're going to have a better chance of people at the gym, especially like a CrossFit gym like Brett's that's so specialized, of people adhering to the rules and the guidelines, doing everything as well as they can to make sure it's safe. Like nothing is as safe as being at home, but there are certain things that people can do to be as safe as possible. And I imagine like a CrossFit gym is going to do that, something more specialized. I worry about the bar scene. I do, personally.
My thing is I'm not worried about it because I've seen it done right. I'm worried about I kid you not, man. It's hard to say no to money for a lot of these people who've been closed for a while. And it is hard for a certain clientele that still believes that this is shit that doesn't matter, that for them to come in. And adhere by those rules. I walked into an AutoZone yesterday, and everybody working there was wearing a mask. Everybody inside was wearing a mask. And then one guy just walks in, looks around, and does one of these. And then walked around the store like this. And like, while I appreciate the effort, bro, there were like 3 signs outside. And if you're trying to fix your car, maybe show up with a mask. So I want to move on from this topic because we burned it up a lot, but I just wanted to bring up the fact that these places are opening up. And I do want to bring up something exciting that we're going to do next week. We say Sunday or Tuesday. What do we decide?
I don't know what you're talking about. So I can't tell you what day.
It's on the screen.
It's also Raiders, not Raiders, with a T.
Oh, it's like the Vegas Raiders.
Oh, you said Raiders. I'm going to go Room Raiders because Room Raiders was a thing on MTV, which is why I thought that you meant.
But what is apropos of the moment is Room Raters, like on Twitter, where they have Rate My Zoom Room Twitter handle, and they go on people that are like, that's a thing on Twitter.
Do you understand why I was so confused when you brought this up as a reference? Because I don't spend as much time on Twitter as you. I don't spend as much time on Twitter as you guys. I'm sorry. I tried to, but.
Go to @ratemyskyperoom.com. It's kind of amazing. It's like,
did you see the word Skype? Because that word expired 4 years ago.
Okay.
And it makes a return that it could be Room Raiders, like Fridge Raiders. That could be a thing. It's a crap beer band.
It could be, or we could start talking about ratemypaltalkroom.com too. That's probably really exciting.
But it'd be really funny to find where these people that are going on TV and broadcasting live from their homes, and they this Twitter handle goes and rates people's backgrounds, and they'll be like, Adam Green, 6 out of 10. Flowers are fake. College alumni is nice, but immature. 6 out of 10.
Okay, the fiance put the flowers in here, but the college stuff is definitely all me. Yeah, that was mine.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, guys, we are curious what your pantry, your fridge looks like, what you've collected over the months. I know some people have started getting into months for now. It could be years. Some people are getting really intense, man. I mean, I've looked on some of the bourbon forums and bourbon pages on Facebook. People are buying bottles like crazy. People are trying to move things so quickly right now to get money, and other people who are gainfully employed still are buying these things up at a bargain. So we're seeing some crazy stuff. Obviously, we all have our beer fridges, and I have a very, very small Scotch and bourbon selection. But I think you guys uploaded a few photos we can share with everybody. Let's take a look at some of these.
That's my beer fridge.
You snuck in the NBA Jam machine.
Huh?
You snuck in the NBA Jam machine on this photo.
Well, you wanted wide photos, and to get a wide photo of a vertical fridge, it's just what happened. And that was the inside earlier.
So full disclosure, that means you do have another fridge with food in it. So yes. It's okay.
No, fortunately, my lovely fiance, her thing was I could buy all the beer I want, or at least all the beer that I could, in theory, afford. She just wanted it out of the food fridge. And I'm like, that's fair. So I found that fridge on OfferUp and put it right there in the game room near the NBA Jam machine. Or actually, the fridge was there first, then came NBA Jam. At any rate, all the beer's in there now.
Yeah, I got my fridge used on OfferUp from the West Valley this past weekend because my old college dorm fridge was overloaded with stouts, and I still had some in the cabinet. And Ellie was equally unhappy with the collection of beers, especially that are just in transit with me, where it's like either getting shipped for beer trades or being held for people like Adam Ledford or some of the other friends of the show. So now our food fridge looks kind of empty.
Get more food, Brett.
I mean, obviously.
Tag Social Distance Drink Club on on Facebook, on Instagram, and I'm going to put this banner up real quick, guys. It's Drink Club. I'm sticking to the hashtag on this one since I typoed it too. But we are Social Distance Drink Club on Instagram, not Drinking Club, because the people who took it are doing nothing with it, and they won't let it go.
I love that you asked me for another picture to be landscape, and then you put up the portrait one.
That's my fault. I grabbed the photos.
I didn't do that, actually. He did.
You're
that's
fan.
Yeah. That's enough out of you, Brett. You're always assuming I'm the bad guy, and it hurts my feelings.
You know what, Brett? Don't send the wrong one in the first place. Then it's not a problem.
To be fair, if you're right, when it's incompetence, I should have assumed it was Adam.
Yeah. Oh, no, sir. Excuse me. Did he just allow you out of the room by mistake? That's so weird. I don't know what happened. Because here's the problem with Adam. He also took this photo in 4:3, but nobody explained to him what a widescreen TV looks like because he hasn't set the settings on the camera on his phone.
Is that true? Can I change that?
Yeah, you can. Who are you people? Hey guys, thanks for joining us again on Social Distance Drinking Club. We're about the halfway mark. Tell us what you're drinking. That's a great way to not pick on Adam. Don't cry, Adam. Your hair falls out when you cry.
I could actually afford to lose a little bit of hair. So, I mean.
Can we see the no barber fluff?
Yeah?
Take the hat off.
Oh boy.
No, I think you're good. If you comb it back, you probably want to keep that hair.
You're like 40% of a Kenny G.
It's 40% of it.
There you go.
That's a lot of good boy Wally I'm seeing.
Well, some of those are getting shipped out to out of state friends.
You mean you are driving them there or handing them to people to take them there because you would never violate federal law.
No, I only go to the UPS store and say that I am shipping a set of sauces or juices.
You just gave away the game. You're like, what are you doing, man?
Great, man. Now the next time everybody goes to ship everyone's going to think we ruined this for them, okay? Donald Trump's going to come up tomorrow and be like, we can't trust the USPS. They're allowing people to ship beers across state lines. Why would they allow them to just put in a ballot and just put beer in?
Yousef, Donald Trump is from New York, not Boston.
At one point, this joke will have to die. I want you to know that Mankey just sent me a photo, and I'm putting it up before we move the fuck on. He said this is what a cellar looks like. Thanks, JJM. I appreciate it. That was worth it. Kim Pierce, thank you for joining us, drinking a Hellas Dorado, and it is delicious. I am so sad I'm out. I need more of that beer. It was delicious.
I only brought back a 4-pack, and I gave 2 of them to Sam Frazier, largely because I didn't have any fridge space at the time. And
I saw somewhere in the valley that had Hellas Dorado, and I don't remember who it was.
Sleepy Will and the Tortoise had some. So, and I'm pretty sure Rift got some, but maybe not. No, I don't think they did. They did not. No, don't go to Rift for that. Go to Rift for other stuff because they've got Secret Drekker. Secret Drekker might be a new Drekker beer name. Drekker, call me. It's a great name. They've got Secret Drekker.
Secret Drekker sounds like an insufferable 400-post thread on Arizona craft beer enthusiasts.
God. How long has Drekker been out here? Like, what's the time frame that they arrived? They were during the pandemic, right? Like, they're the last few months-ish?
They were out here before the pandemic hit. I know I had some early, and I was like, hey, this stuff is pretty good. And that was before it was like, everybody lost their shit.
Yeah, that shit just blew up on, and I'm sure it's good. Like, people don't get excited about bad beer, but Jesus, I don't know if I've ever seen anything like quite that crazy in terms of just, beer.
Well, keep in mind, we've all been exposed to some of the best fruit sours and like juice beers before most people got their hands on them here in Arizona and in plenty of other states. So when we were drinking the Answer, and I can't remember the other one that's just an area code. Can one of you? 40 something. Anyways.
Oh, it's the one in California?
Yeah, the one you corrected me on one time because you knew it like this, but now you don't, so we're good. But my point, no, it's not in California. I think it's in like Illinois or Indiana or something like that. The point is, we've been exposed to a lot of stuff from out of state that we were able to get that people didn't have a chance to purchase in state. Drecker is the closest thing we're going to get to probably half as good as like an Answer juice for the most part. And people are losing their freaking minds over it. Just losing their minds over the fact that they just found an adult Jamba Juice. And they can look at their kids and say, no, Daddy put protein in here. There's BCAAs, and just knock it back. But
Brett's on beer number 2.
I'm working through the MT anniversary Modern Times beers. MT7.
I really hope that can has a weird air leak and it tastes terrible and it's been infected.
I mean, there's a zero chance that one of those Modern Times beers is what contributed to my illness the last several days, because me and Ellie ate the same damn thing. And somehow I was not doing well.
You were not ill. You felt just fine. This isn't working, is it? I tried to make you feel better about it. I'm sorry. You were ill. I'm gonna drop a free plug for our dear friend, by the way, in here in a moment, Mr. Brandon Casey, because Casey's Woodshed is opening tomorrow. He did not want to open today because he said, "Why not let everyone start the race, and I'll just look at the wake and find out how the waters look." I don't blame him.
By the way, do we know when our friends at the Breadfruit are going to open up in Rum Bar?
We do not. I have spoken to spoke to our friends at Cotton and Copper recently. Talked to Sean Trainer on the phone Tuesday. Talked to him Tuesday. They're taking a little bit of a holiday. It's a good time for a holiday. It's hot. This is like peak hotness. So they're going to take a break after this week, I believe. Give everybody a little bit of time, and they're going to regroup from there. They are not opening yet. There's been no announcement, but Sean is going to join us soon. He has promised to do so, and we will have him on. I will probably talk to Chef Danielle Leone and Dwayne as well, Dwayne Allen, and find out what's going on. Because I want them to be open, because God damn it, I could use a cigar in a back patio and a nice little rum drink. And as much as I loved having some jerk chicken, I'm going to need some prawns and some scallops.
Well, and plus, you need a place to do the show from where you can really find some good cocks. Internet.
Thanks, guys. That's really nice. You guys are the best. I think it's conch is what they serve. Conch. It's the fish. Hurtful. Yeah. Awesome. Well, here's a quick photo I want to share with everybody. This is the new and improved and very well done. You can't really see it from here. This is Casey's Woodshed. But in the center there's some plexiglass running across the center part of the bar. That covers up kind of the kitchen area and the register area. And they've got them in between some booths. They've taken out half of their seating. All the pool tables are closed. They're covered, cannot be used. They're covered to a way that you can't even like set your drink on them and congregate around them, which is cool. And he's been damn safe, so I'm excited for him to be able to open up. He's still a little bit nervous, but it's been so long.
What's
that?
If people do go out, if everybody does go out and back to these places, understand that, one, it's not going to be the same as you remember it back in February. And two, like the people who are working there, it's going to be a change for them. So cut everyone some slack, like be respectful of their rules and be understanding that they're kind of feeling their way through this too. If you don't like the mask policy, then don't go. If you don't like the plexiglass, you don't like the spaced out, you don't like that you can't kind of walk around all the time and just mingle with people, then don't go. But if you are there, just be understanding that everyone is kind of feeling out this process and wanting it to go well, because if this doesn't work, if all of a sudden numbers spike again and we have to close down again, it's like, I don't know if we can do that.
We had We had this conversation months ago.
Yeah, like back in May or something, right? May or June months ago. Yeah, like back in May or something, right? May or June, we're like, just do it right, and we didn't, and everything had to close down again. So just be understanding, do things the right way, and let these businesses open as much as they can because we want them open. They need to be open, but we also can't afford to see them close again. So just do things the right way, everyone. Be understanding, and we should be okay.
And listen, Bob, because there's probably a guy named Bob. Bob, stop shitting in the sink. Bob, don't do that. It's terrible, Bob. Don't do that anymore. It's rude. There's always a guy named Bob, and that guy always shits in the sink. It happens at every dive bar in America, I promise you. I don't know you guys do. I know you guys don't frequent dive bars, but I've learned this. It's dive bar 101. Bob, stop doing it.
You know what the sad thing is? Bob was aiming for an upper decker. He was just really hammered.
With that being said, I think the takeaway here for everybody is, damn it, Bob.
By the way, there is one place I do want to start going to potentially that I'm going to err on is like I've been not wanting to do to-go sushi because to-go sushi in the middle of summer in Phoenix sounds like an awful idea.
I've done it twice.
But I live near Sushi Holic, which I think is pound for pound one of the best value quality sushi places. Even Adam Green loved it.
That's a strong word.
That baked lobster roll is
trying really hard. Okay, all right, I'll give it for that. The rolls are really good. I'll give you that.
Well, for the quality you get for the price that you pay, it's tough to beat. And I want them to survive. Some places that I love in the neighborhood have closed down, and it makes me sad.
I see. This is how I can reaffirm the fact that what I said is accurate. I know you guys don't frequent dive bars the same way I do, and it took me a while to become that guy. Don't get me wrong, but PJ says balls out Bob ruins everything, and you guys love dive bars. Was Bob joined by Karen? Yes, Bob is always with Karen.
Yousef's cock's having problems again.
We're going to distance him, but based on our previous conversation,
oh God,
Sushi Holic wants to sponsor us.
Pay me in baked lobster roll and avalanche rolls, and I'll be a happy camper.
That doesn't help the rest of us on the Social Distance Drinking Club, but sure, we would take that, I guess, as long as Brett's happy. I guess I don't have any places because most of the places I know have been open to some extent. Like the restaurants, especially, they've done carry out, and like I was saying, like I'm probably on the wussy end of things or the more conservative end of like trying to venture out, but like I want places to be open because we want these places to survive this. We've seen enough places have to close down. We want everyone to be able to open up and be good, and if they can do it safe, then I'll start to feel comfortable in going out and I'll kind of dip my toes in that water. And Sushi Holic is good. Love is a strong word, but it is good. Everyone has those restaurants. Everyone has that bar, that brewery, that restaurant they want to go back to because one, it's really good, and two, they want to support them. Like we all have those places.
You know what? Listening to Adam quibble with good versus love of a sushi restaurant when he has zero ability to operate chopsticks.
Yeah,
it still gets in my mouth, man.
Hey, he literally stabbed his rolls with one chopstick to eat.
I don't think that changes the taste of what I'm eating.
We could do a sushi episode, guys.
I couldn't.
Well, we could at some point. I mean, I don't trust your taste on anything, guy who doesn't like watermelon, pickles, sushi. What else did you not like? I can't remember because there's a fucking list of amazing things.
Don't you not eat bacon?
I mean, but I choose to not eat bacon.
Yeah, that's a bad choice.
No, but I understand that bacon is good. You think those things are disgusting.
Yeah. Well, pickles are trash.
Thanks for joining us today. It's been a wonderful episode of Social Distance Drinking Club, and it has been incredible.
And you kept him.
What? I don't understand. Is this the same guy who was admitting defeat on the bacon argument? You can't win this one, Adam.
No, I'm saying Brett is on team anti-pickle, and you distanced me.
Yeah, but you tried to parallel it with my hate of bacon. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't.
You hate bacon. That's the point.
I don't hate it. It's good. I just choose not to eat it.
I just said my hate of bacon. Make up your mind, Hawash.
You said I hated it. You accused me of hating bacon. You know what? I'm just done arguing. It's a lot. I can't handle it anymore, Brett. I don't know what to do, man. It's just so.
I don't like pickles, but I would eat the hummus.
This is a moment I will cherish forever. Adam Green. Guys, thank you guys for joining us today. We want to see your fridges. So with that being said, please send those things to us. And yeah, he does hate pickles, dude. He does. Send those things to us. And this time, actually, maybe hashtag social distance drinking club because, oops, faux pas. And PR agencies who've thought about hiring me, don't look at that last faux pas I made. But hashtag social distance drinking club on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. We're going to post some pictures of our fridges, our pantries, some of the things we've been saving to try to get you guys to see if you can compare to what we have. And I will let you know, you have only seen a little bit of a taste of what Adam Green and Brett Berry are hiding. And Adam Ledford is a whole nother situation. And he's not here. He couldn't be here. He was too busy stacking things in alphabetical order. So
you're gonna come in and declare nuclear war with his like fucking Horus collection alone.
Just smash it down and call it a day. In the meantime, I will leave you guys with, I am going to go pour myself a delicious Oban Distillers Edition scotch that if Costco still has, I highly implore you guys to go grab. You're welcome, Costco and Oban. It's incredible. Oban was my first introduction to whiskey and scotches in general. So I'm stoked to go have some of that. Guys, it's time for us to wrap this bad boy up. Thank you. My glass is empty. I have nothing to toast you with.
Yeah, mine's empty too. Sorry.
Shit. Well, you know what that means, right? It's the Brett Berry Show. Say goodbye to everybody, Brett.
Goodbye, everybody.
Brett, drink slow.